Doodle-doo. Welcome everybody to episode 5 of the BingCast. Alerts are paused for the moment because I'm going to be uploading them to like Spotify and YouTube and stuff, and I want it all to be like kind of normal, not interruptions like that kind of stuff. Today we are here with NahsTrodamus, leader of the team Widers. I've got some questions lined up for you. I know you were able to give them a look. Hope you were able to get some good answers in. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. We got some amazing news. Some members have also gotten some of their runs in, so I'm doing great, man. Doing great.
That's crazy cool. So before we start, there's a new thing. The Deathless stuff. What can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. So every year we try to do a couple events for the Widers. Last year was co-op Hitless for Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne. This year we have a year-long event. Every couple of months we're going to have a 4-team Deathless event where a team will come in. They'll have 3 members on their team. Of those 3 members, each one will be playing in a Dark Souls game, whether that's 1, 2, or 3, depends on what the team wants each member to run. Essentially, 4 teams will go at it. The number of deaths at the end will determine the winner combined totals. So if you had 1 death in DS1 and no deaths in the rest, that's a combined total of 1 death for the whole team.
Right. Okay.
So, yep. So
Makes a
4
certain amount of
teams are
sense.
going to run against each other, and then whoever wins that will go into the pool for a holiday event that we're going to have in December, and they will run against the winners of the other 3 events that we are also having. So we have a Deathless run coming up in March 20th.
Awesome.
Then we're going to be doing another one in May, then another one in July, and another one in September. And the winner of each of those will go head-to-head in another Deathless run in December.
That sounds like a lot of things to keep track of.
Yeah. We got a shit ton of documents all set up and with all the teams, all the counts.
Right.
Whoever's going to be commentating the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, it definitely seems like something that would need a team of people. So, let's get into some of these questions. How did the Widers start? How did Team Widers come to be?
So me and Blue, let's just say we kind of got tired of seeing 100 Discords and trying to keep up with all the different people that we watched. So we decided to create a centralized Discord that we called the Happy Widers, and that was called the Happy Widers because there used to be a saying in True Sound, Dino Sync Isle, and the Happy Hobbs channel where people would walk in and they would be like, "Are there any Widers in chat?" To which would be responded with the Wide People Happy Remote that everyone so knows and loves.
Oh.
And those were essentially the Widers because we all shared the similar community. Everybody knew what that question meant and what that emote essentially symbolized. So we decided to create this one central Discord to invite everybody from the community to come in, share their streams, share their communities, and just hang out as a bunch of friends. Well, about a week or 2 after we created the Discord, True Sound actually became partner on Twitch, and partners are actually able to make the Twitch teams.
Right.
So he reached out and he's like, "Why don't we make a team off of the Discord, and we can invite all our friends, blah blah blah, anybody who wants to be in, we'll invite, and all that kind of stuff." And within a day or 2, that team was essentially created, and that's how Team Widers and the community Discord was created essentially.
Right. That's that. Okay. So how long ago was this?
So that was in August. So early August is when the Discord was created. The team was created about mid-August, and about 3 or 4 days after, True Sound handed the team over to me to do all like the decision-making, paperwork, all that kind of stuff.
August of
The
last
only
year.
thing he does now is invites. Yep, August of last year, correct.
So not too long ago.
Nope, only a couple months now.
Crazy. So I'm assuming Widers got big when you said True Sound became partnered and gave it to you. Is that when did it exactly start to become as big as it is?
Well, that's the thing is the Widers essentially had always been a big community.
Hmm.
The only thing was is that when the team started, obviously we had to set up some rules and guidelines on how people came in because originally it was like everybody's invited, let's invite everyone.
Right.
And then as soon as that note got out, we got like random invitations like, hey, I want to join. Hey, I want to join. Hey, I want to join. So we had to sort of set up a committee and get that ball rolling. Um, I mean, we all had aspirations and knew what this team could turn into. The question was just how are we going to get it there, as opposed to are we going to get there?
Right. So in a sense, the team was made before the team was made.
Correct.
In a
Essentially, the first couple of members were already slated to become because I think the first 25 members were already invited by us because we had already known who they were, who the streamers were. The first five members were myself, True Sound, Dino Singile, I think G Neil, and a couple of other friends of ours that we had already known from our fellow communities.
Mhm.
It wasn't until probably I would say around our October, November, which is when we had our Hitless event, which is when we actually started getting outside requests to join the Widers, as opposed to people that were already in the community.
Right. So how many people are on the physical team on Twitch now?
As of this morning, we are at 109 physical members, and then our 110th member is the team Twitch page.
Oh, okay, cool. So what what was when the team was created and everybody started like joining the Discord? What was it like at the start? Was it
Oh,
what
oh
what
man, it
was it
was
like?
crazy. Oh, it was crazy. The Discord, every single streamer that was on the team had their own channel in the Discord. Like the Discord was like 150 channels long. People were like tagging at everyone any chance they could. Everyone was using everyone's like it was insane. It was insanity. Like there was no law essentially in the Discord because of how crazy it got. Streamers were able to use their own channels. They were able to use any of the other channels. It wasn't set up the way that it is now when it first started. But I think we got up to like 110 or 120 individual streamers channels in the Discord.
That's a lot of pings, especially if you don't have notifications turned off.
Exactly.
So how did you guys start to I like police it in a I could use better terms. It's just what it came in my head. How did you guys start to organize it?
So thoroughly, I have a team of mods and Big Blue, who is essentially our like Discord head mod. He make sure that everything's going well, and if any problems comes up, he reports them to me. And we came up with some ideas. We let the community essentially vote on it, and we gave this community. We said, hey, we understand that some people are smaller streamers, and they understand that they don't want individual channels, or individual discords. What do you guys want? Do you guys want a promotion channel, like where you can self promote and you can promote your friends, or do you guys want one of each single, each streamer having their own channel? And it was like a blowout vote. Everybody was like, let's do the self promotion. And I said, that's fine. I said, the only thing is that now, because we're officially blown up, we're as big as we can get, without like blowing up this Discord and get people
Yeah.
people wise. How like I'm gonna have to remove the bot notifications. So no more bot notifications. Everyone has to self promote themselves. There's nobody getting any one of those like automatic spams So that was the biggest thing, is we had to essentially turn it into a community type thing
Right.
where you get back what you give in, and that's how it sort of meshed over from everybody having their own channel to everybody have to self promote. But because we were erased those 150 channels, we were able to condense the other ones together too. So we were able to be like, all right, here's a section for challenge runs, because we have a ton of challenge runners, whether they're hitless, deathless, so we have that entire section. We have an entire section for the Widers community, and obviously it's itemized based on things you'd want to talk about. And then we also have our team area. We have a team area in the Discord that only team members can access, and then we also have a team member area that the community can access, where they can see the roster, any team events, any community events that we're going to be doing, and all that.
Right. So, what was what's the most? I would assume the most active channel in the Discord is the self promotion.
No, actually, it's WideTalk, because the
WideTalk.
biggest thing about this community is that it's not only streamers, but it's the viewers as well.
Oh, okay.
We're currently up to 496 um, Discord members, and only 109 of those are team members, and I think only another 100 of those are streamers. So we have another 200 or so people that are just viewers and widers, and people that are part of the community,
Right.
whether they support a individual streamer or they support the community as a whole.
So let's talk about the Twitch team itself. What are there any like set stringent qualifications to be in it?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is that we tell people is we want you to have some sort of footprint in the community.
Right.
We're not just going to take someone that comes in and says, "Hey, I've been here for a week. I want to be part of your team."
True.
It's like, no, no, no. There is a setup. There is a process. And when someone comes in, they still sit there and say, "Hey, I put an application." I'll reach out to them and I'll send the normal message, "Hey, welcome to the community, but you might have to wait a couple of weeks. Otherwise, it's not going to end well, because we have a voting committee essentially." And this started way back when the team first set up, because originally, in order to get in, you had to go through a team committee of 3 votes, and
Right.
2 out of 3 votes made it in. Because again, we still hold the motto that everybody is welcome to join. The only problem is that we want people to be settled into the community before they officially make it in. So it started with 3 people way back in August, September of last year, and it's moved to essentially 1/5 of the team is now on this voting committee. And you have to get over 50%. So you have to get 10 out of 19 votes in order to make it in.
Okay.
Because that way at least 10 people out of the 19 have seen you, have experienced you, have hung out with you. If you apply, they'll stop into your stream, they'll check you out. They try not, obviously, we try to keep it a secret who's on the committee, because the last thing we want is people trying to, I don't want to say brown nose, but to go out there and say, "Hey, by the way, I applied. My name is this." It's like, no, 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 leave them alone. Let them check you out how you are in your normal setting. And
Right.
that's what
That
we want.
that makes a certain amount of sense. I definitely wouldn't if I was on any kind of committee, no matter what it was. If I was something when it's something like this, I definitely wouldn't want to be bombarded, which definitely
Yeah.
would
And
would come of it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like I said, we still have the motto that everybody is free to join us and come hang out with us and stuff like that. The only thing is that, like, because of this, we haven't implemented a no system. So what happens is if you don't get in, we basically reach out to you and we say, "Hey, it was blanks," and we try to give reasons as to like constructive criticism. "Hey, these were the reasons. This is what we saw. This is what could possibly help you if you need." And then they can come back 30 days from that point. So if you come back 30 days from now, that person could come back, reapply. They have that entire week where everybody comes and checks out their stream. You have an entire 30 days to get to know the community better, because that's the thing, is like, it could have been the person was too new,
Right.
or the people weren't able to catch them long enough, and that's sometimes the issue. So we always tell the person, if they haven't made it in, "Hey, come back." And normally around the second or third time, that person finally gets shown, like, "Hey, this person's been through this application process 3 times. They want to be with us. They've been active in the community." Boom. and that tends to be the driving factor.
Right.
We want people that want to be part of the community, not just individuals.
That makes sense. One of my viewers is asking if he could join this. Could we get a link to the Discord and chat? If that's okay.
Yeah, I'll set up one right now. Give me 1 second.
Cool. Yeah, Fatal. It is a pretty epic community. I'll give you that. I wasn't really paying attention to how long I've been in the Discord specifically, but I'd say maybe like almost 2 weeks. Not sure though.
All right, so I just put it in chat.
Well, why is it coming up as a asterisk?
You might have it blocked as not no links allowed in chat, possibly.
I thought I had turned that off. I'll just could someone DM it?
I'll send it to you. If anything, I'll send it to you because we're on our chat right now. I'll send it to you in Discord, and then you can.
Yeah. Okay. I'll need to figure that out. That's super lame. Nightbot is bad. There you go. There's the link. Anybody in here that wants to join that isn't already, there's that. So, okay, next question. So, let's talk about where you thought this was going to go. Did you ever see the team getting this far?
Oh, dude, I used to have conversations with True Sound back when this thing started. Because again, this was made essentially on a joke that we all had together of any Widers in chat. And I told him, I was like, listen, man, I know this team can become something. We got enough people, we got enough drive, we got enough passion behind it. And he believed me. So he handed the team over and he was like, here you go. Good luck. I wish you well. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And so I knew from the beginning that it could get this big, but how fast we've done it is more of the surprise, honestly.
Okay, that's a big responsibility for someone to kind of just drop that on your shoulders. How'd you take it at first?
Oh, honestly, it was actually an honor because I was sort of new to Twitch. Actually, if you can believe it, I started in July, and a month later, I was running a Twitch team. So
that's fast.
Yep. So that was pretty crazy. I was honored that I was pretty much handed it over. I reached out to the members and I let them know. Actually, here I could probably bring up the announcement time. Give me 1 second. So let's see. Announcements. Here we go. This announcement was made on August 13th of 2020 is the day that True Sound handed it over.
That's lightning speed right there.
Yeah, and I started streaming on July 22nd.
Okay. So I mean, I'm assuming you're ecstatic that it's gotten this far this quick, if anything. What is when you hit that end stream button, you go into the Discord, you see everybody chatting, what's the initial feeling that you get?
Oh, dude, every time I see those Discord channels lit up, man, it's definitely a great feeling. The more channels that are highlighted, the better I feel, because that means that thing's being used. That's the biggest thing that I've always wanted. There was times, like I said, when we first started out, where I'm like, wow, why isn't anything being used? Like, and then that was the thing, is you got to realize that stuff takes time to grow. And then all of a sudden we went from, I think I remember it because we crossed the 300 threshold. And that was like the biggest thing, is like we were going from like 290 to 280 to 290 to 280, because obviously people are going to come and go, that aren't super active in the community,
right?
Or that are just here because one of their streamers that they follow is here, And again, nobody wants 100 Discords. That's why we sort of made this community Discord. Yeah. So that was the thing, is like as soon as we crossed that 300 threshold, it just fucking exploded, dude. We went from 300, 310, 320, 330. And again, now we're sitting on like 496. I was like, that's insane. We're 4 people away from being able to apply for a Discord partnership.
Fatal, if you click the link and then join it, you might. Do you have a Discord account? If you don't, that might be the problem. Um, well, I'll talk to you about it later. Yeah, it really seems. I'm in. Let's see. I think I'm in about maybe 15 Discord channels, and I normally try to, like, check out every single one. I see the thing lit up. I'll scroll down, read whatever is there, and I'll go one by one until it's all lit up. But when I'm going through the Widers tab, it I go to a channel. Okay, I'm getting done. I go back up and say, like, I go to WideTalk, scroll down. Okay, saw everything there. Go to introduce yourself, and then WideTalk is immediately like lit up again. So that's very active.
Yeah, exactly. That's the biggest thing that we wanted, is we wanted everybody to essentially have a generalized location to talk, chat, no matter what it is, man.
He says there's a verify your account process. Is that how it works?
Yeah, so what happens is, because we are a community Discord, once we hit 200 members, we were able to apply for Discord's community access, which we got.
Okay.
Once we got the community Discord access, we had to essentially create a verification process, which is essentially they send you an email, they verify that you are a legit thing. So if something happens bad down the road, or like you have to report something, it actually reports that person as opposed to just that account. So we've had people come in, and we'll do a community night, and there's someone streaming. So obviously you're going to get asshole stream snipers that want to come in and join. And then as soon as they're in voice chat, they just start screaming slurs, they start screaming swears.
Right.
And that's the thing, is like, this verification process allows the community to essentially have a tighter grip on it. So that's why it is put in place.
Right. Okay. So Fatal, it's just gonna take a little bit, so don't worry about it. Alrighty.
Yeah, most of the time it's just an email that says verify, click verify, and boom, you're in.
Right. Okay. So I know we went over it with the other questions, but this is one to get more deep in. Go in as much detail as you possibly can. What do you see the main point of the team, of the Discord, of Widers? What is, if there was to be an end game for it to be across Twitch, what do you see the main point being of the team?
Oh, dude, just becoming one of the best known teams out there. We want to be well known. I'm not looking for any gain out of this. I want my community to basically be one of the best on Twitch. I want people to come in. I want the team name in the mouths of people that are out and about on Twitch, not just the Soul side. I think it's the goal for most of the teams. I know sometimes people are money orientated, or their goal is to become famous. I think the biggest thing is I just want the community to become famous.
Right. Yeah. I would definitely think that a lot of smaller streamers that are, like, very new, that see this team with a bunch of people in it, this Discord with a shit ton of people in it, it's like they have a self-promotion page. That's all I'm gonna do. And they don't talk. They don't go into other streams. They just self-promote, and it seems like, have you had many of those people that are not active? They just self-promote.
Yeah. I've had that. I mean, we've seen. We get tons. Like I said, we get tons of people that come in and they're just like, "Oh, I'm applying now. I applied. Okay, do you want to put your application in? However, you've been here 5 minutes. I would suggest you wait a couple weeks. No, put it in now." We've had tons of those. And that's the thing. When I put the applications through, we have tons of ways to figure out information. I can see how many times you've messaged in the Discord. I can see where you've messaged in the Discord. I can see what you've messaged in the Discord if I just basically search. I can see your following. I can see how who's following you. I can see who you're following. And that's the thing, is we put all this information into the voting committee. and we let everyone know that, okay, this person's only been here 5 minutes. By the way, they're not following anybody. By the way, the only thing they've ever posted is hello in the welcome tab, because that's what they said when they walked in. You know, so we've gotten tons and tons of those, and obviously those people are like, out of the 19 votes, they get 18 blanks. And we have to tell them, like, come back in 30 days, and then that's the last you hear of them. So
Right.
there's tons of those.
Yeah, man. I think I might have been one of those people to apply very early because I was really excited. I didn't know what was going on with it, but now I know a lot more, for sure. Um, so,
Oh,
little
yeah,
embarrassing.
yeah. No, that's fine. Then, like I said, dude, don't worry. There's tons of members that are team members now that got the blank vote when they first came into it. And trust me, it's not, Sumi Boy is one of the ones that I can think off the top of my head. He got blanks as soon as he came in. People were like, we don't know who this guy is. He stopped in, and now he's a crucial part. He's part of the, he's on Team Hitless now. He's gotten super support. He's grown his channel. He made affiliate with us. And that's the thing, is like, again, if you put the effort into it, the community gives the effort back, and that's what we've all come to show. And there's been at least, I want to say, at least 10 members that have gotten blanks on the first time go through.
Right. Uh, Fatal says that this seems like a very legitimate program. I would agree, but I wouldn't necessarily. What would you call it? A program? Like what would you call it? It seems like just a fun place to hang out that you can also grow your channel stuff with. If that's how I see it.
Yeah, at this point, we're just a community. We're like, the way that I say it, that we are a community of viewers, growing streamers, and seasoned streamers, and we are here to help those streamers and those viewers grow, essentially. And this team is the team that represents this community. It's the most active streamers that are in the community. It's the most supportive streamers that are in the community. And they're the ones that have given their time and their energy to be with the team and promote the team and hang out with the team and just become friendly overall. That's the biggest thing. If you come in and you're that pompous jerk that's like, oh, dude, I'll make it on the team no matter what. And like, next thing you know, I come back to you like, well, guess what? You didn't. So, that's not going to fly, because that's not what we're looking for.
Very true.
We're as inclusive as we can get, but we're also exclusive in the fact that we want to let as many people know about us and join us and hang out with us.
Very true. Speaking of season streamers, Hob is how I actually found Team Widers, because I'm a frequent Hob viewer, and I saw that his team status changed from Hitless to Widers, and so that's how I checked it out. How many other big streamers like Hob are part of the community?
Well, let's put it to you this way. So Hob was actually a funny Hail Mary, in the fact that, obviously Dinos and Guile is one of our starting members. True Sound is one of our starting members, and True Sound, as a joke, was like, let's send an invite out to Hob. Everyone loves Hob. Let's see what happens. He probably gets a bunch of these a week and then just turns them down.
Right.
And then he's, True Sound's in Australia, so he sends me a message while I'm passed the fuck out.
Right.
And I wake up the next morning and he's like, Nas, check the Discord. And I'm like, what the heck is he talking about? I check the Discord, and then all of a sudden it says, the invite from Happy Hob has been accepted. And we're like, what? Like, okay. And then, like, I didn't believe it. And then he sends me a screenshot where Hob had changed his channel team from Hitless to Widers. And we're like, holy shit. So the funny thing is Hob was not even in the Discord at the time. He was not even in the community at the time.
Right.
So we're like sending him messages on Twitter, sending him messages on Twitch, sending a message on Discord. We're like, hey, welcome to the Widers. We want to welcome you, but we don't know how to do it because we don't know. Like, that's the thing, is we didn't know if it was a joke. We didn't know if this was like a 1 week thing where he's like promoting a team for a week. And he was like, nah, dude, go right ahead. Hell yeah. On Twitter, by all means, on Twitch, I don't care. Whatever you guys want to do. And that was great, So I messaged True Sound back, and we immediately started sending the tweets out to welcome him. And again, like, everybody on the team, even if they're not a big streamer, are absolutely amazing in their own right. Like I said, we are, one of our starting members is Dino, and Dino Segal's got 16K followers right now. You know,
Yeah.
he's getting up there in the size. We have Gino Machino, who's one of the like highest known Hitless members for the amount of crazy runs that he does. He's on
Right.
the
He
team.
he definitely is a machino.
One of the very first big members that we got, and I remember if you think of them as big, you know, again because I try to think of all the streamers as the same and appreciate all the streamers essentially the same way.
Right.
um was Sekiro Shadow. Sekiro Shadow, we sent him an invite because he had heard of the Widers. He knew of the Widers. He liked the community feel to us as opposed to like other teams felt more of like if you're a bigger streamer, you got more recognition
Hmm.
than if you were a smaller streamer. So he came over and immediately within like a couple hours he accepted the invite, which was really cool. So that's another one. We have Geekatana, who's absolutely an amazing streamer. Her and True Sound together are absolutely hilarious. And they basically go, you know, the 1-2 punch in the fact that, you know, I'll watch True Sound as soon as I wake up first thing in the morning, and then he'll raid Anna later on. So it was absolutely amazing to get both of those. We have several members who come to us from Rage Club, which is a very well-known team from the UK side and the American side of things. And it's an honor to be able to share members with them, such as the Scottish Geek, Dan Must Die, Albalas, you know, all these people that are known for their participation and their comfy streams as part of Rage Club. We also have Angel Sensei, who is the head of another Twitch team called Pillow Fort, where they're just a bunch of friends, basically just chilling out on Twitch, hanging out. So that's another team that we essentially have coordinated with us. So again, it's just been an absolute insane ride. Megan and Chu have joined us. Megan is Hobbs' wife, and Chu is Nico's wife. They are both also on the team
Right.
and are a part of team affairs. So if anything happens within the team, we can notify them because we know that Hob and Nico obviously are very busy in their own right. And the last thing we want to do
Yeah. Yeah.
is interrupt what they're doing. And again, we appreciate all the support that everybody gets. But again, because of the way that we are in the community that we are, we don't require our members to be like widers only, participate in everything. And that's one of the things that the bigger streamers like, is that they can still be a part of the team, they can still be a part of the community, they can grow their own stream within our community as well, but they're not required to do anything. They don't need to put our name first. They don't need to put our events before what they want to do, and
Right.
that's one of the biggest things when it comes to the streamers.
If there's anything Hob knows, it's being busy with all the shit that he makes that he puts himself through with all his runs and everything like that. I have found quite a bit of other streamers that I have enjoyed through the team. I think now I can't exactly remember. Is Banana part of Team Widers? Jaben.
Jaben and I,
Yeah.
yeah, Jaben and I actually. So what happened was Jaben and I applied.
Right.
He got told to wait the 3 weeks or whatever, and then he fell by the wayside in the fact that he had forgotten to notify us when he was ready to apply.
Oh no.
Well, it turns out he decided to join our Bloodborne Hitless event in the team Hitless, and I told him, I said, or not team Hitless, in the co-op Hitless event, and I told him, I said, hey, like, why don't you reapply to the Widers? And he's like, oh shit, I forgot about that. And like within literally a matter of like I said, the end of the week, he was immediately notified. Everyone voted yes. So yeah, he's definitely an awesome dude. He does a lot of Bloodborne Hitless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely crazy guy.
Bloodborne is pretty crazy. I never actually finished a playthrough of it, but I love watching it. I love the games that I love to watch the most are when it comes to challenge runs are DS2, Sekiro, and Bloodborne. They seem like the hardest and most interesting to do because I think there is a lot of content in those three games, and I think that there's a lot of very cool challenge runs that I think could be done in them, and they're just a blast to watch.
Yeah, man. The FromSoft got it right when designing their games, man. I gotta
Yeah,
say. The entire category, the entire like creator should essentially have a category in just FromSoft,
Yeah.
because you can grow your stream pretty well just from streaming their games. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Speaking of DS2, you're doing a challenge run, yeah, on DS2.
I was actually I completed it a couple days ago
Oh
actually.
no way! Do you want to talk about it for a little bit?
Yeah, so I participated in a run that I didn't think too many had done. I searched it on YouTube, and only one guy had a VOD on it,
Hmm.
and it was basically just clips of him going through his run. So it wasn't like the whole run or anything. So I couldn't like verify that he did everything.
Right.
But essentially, what he did was a despawning run. And in Dark Souls 2, as it's different from all the rest of the Soulsborne style games, when you sit and rest at a save point, like the bonfires or the prayer stations or the lamps in Bloodborne, it resets the areas. Now, in Dark Souls 2,
Hmm.
after 12 kills of an enemy, no matter how many times you sit at that bonfire, that enemy will not come back. And I went through the entire game of Dark Souls 2, all content, whether it was all 41 bosses or 42 bosses, I think it is with Dark Lurker, and all of their running sections, and got rid of any enemies that weren't infinite spawns, as FromSoft has created a couple of enemies that respawn infinitely as to not lock the player out from playing the game.
Right. And it is kind of does kind of seem like an inside joke at FromSoft when making DS2. There's like they're gonna be going through this place so many times because it's. I've heard a lot of people say that Dark Souls 2, especially the Scholar, the first Sin edition, is artificial difficulty just because of the sheer amount of enemies there are in every single place. So it seems a bit like a an inside joke. They're like they're going to be going through this so many times. Wouldn't it be funny if this all of a sudden they just didn't see it anymore?
So the way that FromSoft was probably thinking about it, and I remember reading a couple articles on this, is the fact that they made it so that, because think about this in Dark Souls, if you can't get through an area, what's the best way to go about it? You over level the area, right? So
Right.
you just go through and you farm as much as you can, and you're done. So people were like, "Oh my God, Dark Souls is the hardest game. What if they made it harder?" So Dark Souls 2 came out, and they're like, "Well, let's remove the farming aspect from Dark Souls. You can no longer farm through an area. However, yes, it's easier to promote go through the area, but the problem is now you're going into the next area without the ability to farm the area you just previously went through because you cleared them. So it removes and makes harder certain games. So you're either getting good or you're essentially stopping because there's no way to over level unless you essentially run through everything. Because once you kill one area, okay, well now I'm out of farming this area. Now I have to go do the little guys again, and no one wants to do that.
Right. True. There's another thing that a really cool the coolest thing about DS2 to me is the bonfire aesthetics. When I first played it, I didn't understand what they did until I used one. It just said bonfire aesthetic or whatever the thing comes up when you use it, and I found out the hard way. Um, and I saw that everything was respawned, including the boss. And then I started watching DS2 challenge runs and no hit runs, and saw that they used that to not have to go through every single every single
Cor-
like main boss.
correct. The two bosses that have the closest bonfires to them are the Rotten and Mytha. And what happens is the no hit runners and the deathless runners will essentially fight the Rotten four
Hmm.
times because he has the most readable attacks. Mytha has the poison around, so nobody really wants to go in there.
Right.
And he's a primal bonfire boss, so he's going to give you the most bang for your buck when it comes to souls and killing him while wearing all the soul increasing items. So they'll essentially use four bonfire aesthetics in that area, or three bonfire aesthetics in that area, excuse me. And they'll fight him four full times, and that gives them over 1 million soul memory, which allows you to unlock the Shrine of Winter. There's no need to go get all four primal bonfires. There's no need to go through the entire running sections. You don't have to fight the Iron King. You don't have to fight Iron Keep at all, which is like
Yeah.
the most hated place in the game.
Also the most
And it
confusing
just helps.
place. It's also the most
Yeah,
confusing
yeah,
place because you're like in a swamp. You go up an elevator, and now you're just in a different like hemisphere.
yeah. Essentially, what they were trying to do was you were in the middle of a volcano, but they kind of didn't expect that, considering how far out their volcano model went.
Yeah.
So instead of looking like you're in the crater of a volcano, you're now in this giant lava lake, essentially. And it's like,
Right.
oh
Right.
shit, maybe we went too far out with that.
Yeah, there's a different strat with the Bonfire Aesthetics for Damageless. I've been watching Squilla. He's doing a Damageless trilogy, and he does Freya for the Soul Memory, because
Yeah, so Freya has the easiest run to when it comes to trying to get damageless because of the pathway to get her, and you can use a torch to keep the spiders at bay.
yeah,
The spiders won't attack you, and then Freya has the easiest punishable attacks out of all the bosses. You just wait for her to do her sideswipe laser. You go around the back, hit her a couple times, and then wait for her to do the laser again.
right,
and
yeah,
and that's why. So the run to her is essentially a lot easier and a lot less damage taking, especially if you take the normal route down the spider webs.
yeah, for sure. I know. I could speak for probably a lot of people. First playthrough, I wish I knew the you just don't get attacked by the spiders if you have a torch out. That's something that I wish I knew. So let's get to another question. Where do you see the Widers in the next year or coming years?
So I guess I can make this official. This will be one of the first places I talk about it besides the Discord. But I just spoke with the creator of GG Talent Group, who's the talent agency behind Squilla, and a lot of the other big names for Roz, True Sound, Geekatana, Distortion.
Little Aggie.
Yeah, little Aggie. I was able to talk with him, and he does a lot of Souls events, in the fact that he does a lot of charity events, and he has a subsection of GG Talent Group called GG Souls. Now, because of how big his talent agency has gotten, which it's absolutely insane and amazing to see how much this thing has grown. But because of all his time put into the talent agency, he hasn't been able to have enough time to focus on the events and the charities that have come from this, from his growth. So I reached out, and as the team representative for the Widers, I told him that we could essentially use the Widers to promote GG Souls, his website, and his events, as well as the charities that he has writing him to try and get these these sponsorships, especially in the with COVID and everything like that. A lot of these charities are having a lot of rough times to get funding and stuff like that. They can't go out and do their normal walk to gain money, runs to gain money, all that kind of stuff. So they
Right.
have to rely on the um what is it? They have to rely on the streamers and the social media aspect, the type of thing. So we would essentially help him in sort of a partnership where we would put together some events for him, and that would allow him to um take a seat back, and we would create the events. He would give us the information, and we would just run with it, and we would try to raise money for these charities and set up these GG Souls events. But he's giving us the assets to do this. So it's essentially a partnership between Team Widers and GG Souls in setting up these events, and that is one of the biggest things to announce, as that just happened
Yeah.
about 5 hours ago.
Yeah, and this is Mick Raptor we're talking about, right?
Yes. So let me see. By the way, Fatal, I fixed it. I have a way to override this. Uh, Fatal, you should be in the Discord now.
Because I'm aware of Mick Raptor does a lot of like charity events when it comes to souls. So I was just wanted to make sure that that's who we were talking about.
Yep. Yep, this is Mick Raptor, correct.
I really respect Mick Raptor. He's doing some great shit in communities and for charity. And he's all around like he's genuinely a fantastic host. And I if he isn't on some sort of TV show, but at some point I'd be very surprised. He's got a great voice for it.
Oh yeah, definitely. We always joke with him saying about how he's got the voice for radio.
For sure. So we got about two more questions here. I just wanted to. This is probably a quick one. Did you or anybody invest any kind of money into Widers?
I mean, in all honesty, everything runs on money nowadays, man. Whether it's paying for the logo to get created, paying for the overlays to get created, paying for people's time. Nothing is free.
Very
That's
true.
the one of the biggest things that we always that Mick Raptor is even known for telling people is don't do anything for free, whether it's publicity, money, some sort of payment back for that person's time. So yes, there has been money behind it. I've personally invested money into the team in the fact that I've paid for several of the logos. I've paid for the event banners. To several of the artists that we have, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people that have done a lot of stuff for free, and I'm 100% grateful for that. But yeah, there's always going to be money behind things.
Very true.
I can't deny that.
That is very true. So, last question here is do you like where Widers is now, and do you like where you see it going?
Oh, of course, dude. This is one of the best communities on Twitch, dude. It's going up, up, and up, and with this Deathless event, I can see us growing even more. Who would have guessed that we would have, back in August, who would have guessed that this joke of a Twitch team, that came together from the hate of several discords, having 100 discords to look at and pings all over the place,
Right.
would grow into essentially a souls and variety community that has some of the biggest streamers on Twitch. It's absolutely insane to see. And I'm excited to see where we go from here. We've still got applications coming in. We only do 3 applications a week, so this is how we try to get through. People going in, and it's just a constant. The team committee's constantly going to check out these new people. We constantly have new streamers coming in. We constantly have new faces. Everybody's looking to get into streaming nowadays, or getting some sort of face in social media. And there's always new faces coming in, so that's the biggest thing. We're going as high as I hope we can go as high as we can. But where we are now is absolutely stunning, and is a huge step up from where we began.
For sure. To the moon, as they say. Well,
Yep.
thank you so much, Nas, for coming on. It was a pleasure and an honor. Thank you for being able to talk about the Widers and all it has today. That's it for this episode of the BingCast. It's a little shorter than normal, but I had plans today. But I wanted
All
to
right, man.
I
Yeah,
wanted to
no
make
problem.
sure I got this in. Thank you so much. If you ever want to come back on, just let me know. We can shoot the shit about anything that you want, man. Everybody, make sure to
Oh
go
yeah.
go follow my friend NahsTrodamus here. Make sure to join anything that you want to join when it comes to the Widers. It's a great community, fun, chill. I've met I've met a bunch of cool people. So we're gonna hit McSwoozy with the raid.
All right, man. Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Follow
you.
Nas. Simply Mercat. Nas is a good Dizzy. Hey, how's it going? Okay.
Yeah, Dizzy. How's it going, man? Meerkat, how are you?
Dizzy go to sleep. McSwoozy. McSwoozy. What a name. All right, everybody, take care. Thank you, Nas. I'll talk at you all later. I'll be live Monday, normal time, 2:30 to 5:30 p.m. PST for some Star Wars Monday. I have a Lego TIE Fighter that we're going to build. I'll see you all then. It's going to be fun. It's going to be so much
Later.
fun. All right, let's hit him with the raid going once, going twice. Sold.
Perfect.
Thanks, my guy. This concludes this episode of the BingCast. I'll see you guys. I'll see everybody who wants to watch
Thank you
the
for
next
coming
one.
to the BingCast. That'll be our outro now. Let me just beatbox and sing.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you for coming to the BingCast. Thank you for coming to the BingCast. Thank you for coming to the BingCast. Now go and watch some hentai.
Deal.